because it's already 3:40, and we wanna leave you, let you go in an hour. So I'm so excited, and I'm so glad to see you guys back. It's been a while now for some of you guys. I saw you like 2 months ago, well, through Zoom, but with others, it's been a while. So I'm really glad to be here today to see you guys, and just want to thank you for being here right now. Welcome you to the senior orientation. And I hope that every information that we give you, you guys take a little bit of what we're saying, and that it helps you, and that it makes this year easier for you. Celeste, you want to say something?
Well, just like Rosa mentioned, we want to welcome you guys. We hope you guys have an easy, fun, and I mean, beside the circumstance we're in, we hope you guys have a fun and enjoyable senior year, and we're here to help you guys out. And now I will present to you guys our new director, Mr. Luis Torres. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. So I will pass it on to him.
Right. Thank you. Hi, everybody. So I met some of you during the summer. My name is Luis Torres. I took over Rosie, who retired at the end of June. And just a little bit about myself. I grew up in Calexico in a large family. I come from an immigrant family. We're 8 of us. And very working class. And so we had the pleasure of actually grew up in a family that benefited from Upward Bound. Rosie, as you know, had been around for a while. So she was actually worked with two of my oldest brother, my oldest sister, and they were in Upward Bound. So nobody in my family had ever gone to college or university. And so they went on to university, and they became role models for the rest of us. Now we came from, like I said, very humble beginnings. And we went on to universities. I went to UCSD for my bachelor degree. Then eventually I got my master's from SDSU main campus. And it was a great experience. So hopefully all of you are taking full advantage of this Upward Bound program. It was always been my dream to work in an Upward Bound program. I think everything that everybody here does, Rosa, Leah, and everybody else, all the tutors, they do some great work. All of my work experience has been in youth programs. So I'm hoping to make some couple improvements and changes and try to make this as fun as possible for you for Upward Bound. So if you have any suggestions on how we can make this more fun, later on, Rosa will share my contact information. Let us know what you would like to see in our Saturday academies and our tutoring services and some fun events that we can do here and there. So I'm always open to suggestions. So please let me know what you think. And one of the other things is recommendations with this event. What we're trying to do here is help you go on to university. So I really hope that most of you obviously have put in a lot of work to get where you're at right now. You have the grades, and hopefully our staff is going to show you how to make the most out of this year to apply to universities. Those of you who are on the fence about applying to universities, hopefully you do follow up and apply to universities. What you want to do is have options come spring. So hopefully you're not holding back. Apply to universities, even if you think you're on the fence, you're in the middle, your grades are so-so. Just apply everywhere. And so yeah, you can have some options. And just like myself and our family, and we got out of a tough situation, economic situation when we were younger. Now everybody's doing well. Everybody's living in San Diego in their own houses and has degrees. So you can do the same. So stay motivated. Dream big. Hopefully a lot of you are going to be applying to universities, and we're here to help you out with that process. And all I can tell you is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the students here and alumni from Upward Bound can tell you, the excitement of when you get an acceptance letter from a university, there's nothing like it. You might pretend like you don't care, or I don't really want to go to this university or that university. I don't care if they accept me. But when you get that acceptance email, it's the most amazing feeling in the world. So now I want to send it back to Celeste, who's going to talk to you about some tips as an alumni from Upward Bound. But also just remember, you will have my email, you'll have my phone number. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any help, any support, or if you have some ideas for the Upward Bound program. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, kids, so how most of you already know me, my name is Lisa Ceres. I am an alumni of Upward Bound, and like Mr. Torres just mentioned, I want to mention a couple of things. based on the importance of you completing every document, application, everything, so that you are well prepared for your upcoming freshman year at college. Everything that you will be asked to fill out throughout all of senior year and probably the rest of your life might seem stressful, but it's all going to be worth it at the end. And if at moments things might seem difficult, we'll be here 24/7. And I can tell you guys that with all honesty, I have so much to thank Upward Bound for all of my 4 years in high school, but especially my senior year, it everything helped. Every single advice, tip, moment that I was with Rosa, everything helped out. I want to mention to you guys that every orientation that we provide for you guys, try your best to always be there, even when you think that you're already done with that specific area. Still attend. You never know what information can be given to you guys that can benefit you guys in the short or long run. And then, quick advice that I want to give you guys is that I want you guys to always be on top of everything. Check your emails, all the deadlines, and the scholarship opportunities. Always try your best to apply to every scholarship, even if you think you're not eligible for it. Do it. You never know what can happen, and you might end up with 5, 10 scholarships at the end of your senior year. And then, most importantly, always stay organized. Like I just mentioned, we're always here for you guys. I hope to continue seeing all your pretty faces throughout the whole year with no exceptions. And I wish you all the bestest of luck on what you will encounter along your future. And I will now pass it on to Aaliyah and Ita. And Ita, I will give you guys more information.
Hey guys, thank you, Celeste. So like Celeste mentioned, senior year is really important and a lot of things are going on. So me and Itza got together and we created a quick PowerPoint to talk about the importance of organization skills. So to start, there we go. Okay, to start. So when me and Itza got together, we were brainstorming and thinking, how can we help our students get organized? So one of the first things we thought of was creating a new Gmail. The reason for that is most of you probably are thinking, I already have an email, like for what? The reason for creating a new email, especially right now during your senior year, is that you guys are gonna be applying to you're gonna be doing your college jobs. You guys are gonna be doing your financial aid, doing scholarships, and it's really easy for those emails to get lost within your personal email. You guys might use your email like to sign up for your Netflix account, or at the stores when they're like, hey, can I have an email? You give them that one. So you guys are probably getting like from 5 to who knows, like 20 emails a day. And it's really easy for these really important ones to get lost. So we want to prevent that. So we're recommending you guys to create a new Gmail. That way, when you apply to a college or finish your financial aid, if they need a document and they send you an email, you know that it's there. I mean, it's not gonna get lost, and it's easier to find. We're also gonna talk about other tips to stay organized with your Gmail. But before that, so a lot of you are probably thinking you already have a Gmail. So to inspire you guys to get one to stay organized with your senior year, and you might use it even after you graduate, we're gonna do a game/raffle. You don't have to do it right now. So the game/raffle is create a new Gmail, one that in a way is professional, and I skipped that part, I'm sorry. For example, I put here like aliaupward@gmail.com, just something simple. So once you guys create your new Gmail, you just send over an email to this email address, which is ibc.upwarduboutreach@gmail.com. And once you send that, we will enter you in the raffle. The last day for you guys to send an email will be this Friday, the 18th, by like 6 p.m. And aside from that, we're just to make sure you guys are checking your emails, because I talked to a lot of you yesterday and you told me you didn't get it, you checked and then you got it. So something else we're going to be doing is randomly sending out an email and seeing the first 5, for example, that answer first, just to get in the habit of you guys checking your emails, just like you check Facebook, or probably not Facebook, just how you check Instagram and your other social medias. We want you guys to get in the habit of checking your emails, okay? And with that, Itza's gonna talk about folders with your email.
Okay, so like Aaliyah mentioned, it's very important to create your new Gmail just so you can keep more organized. So now we're gonna go into some fun stuff. We're gonna do some little tips and tricks on how to do folders for your Gmail and your Google Drive. So I'm gonna share my screen. Can you guys all see it? Okay,
Yes.
so in order to create folders for your Gmail, you will go, okay, so first off, your folders for your Gmail are to keep all your emails organized. So for example, you will be applying to different universities. You will be applying to UC, CSUs, community college. So each university will send you different emails, as well as Upward Bound. So you want to go to create new label, and then you will get this little pop-up. So for the purpose of example, we're going to title it Upward Bound. Once you title it, it will come out in the left side of your Gmail, as you can see it here. And then it will be with your inbox, your snooze, your sent, and your drafts. So whenever you get an email, let's say Upward Bound sent you an email, you want to drag that email and drag it into that folder. So whenever you click Upward Bound, all your Upward Bound emails are there. You can do this for as many folders as you want. For example, let's say you applied to UCs. So you want to create one that says UCs. You might want to create one that says CSUs, just to keep more organized. And whenever you go into your Gmail, they will be right on your left-hand side, and you can just drag emails into them, which will keep you more organized as far as emails go. Sometimes it gets confusing. Sometimes you get a lot of emails in one day. So just to keep track of them, and in order for you to keep important, some emails have deadlines, some others have flyers. It's very important to keep them, especially right now that we're getting Zoom codes or we're getting meeting informations, everything through email. So that's the very first one. You can also do this for your Google Drive. So I know that for school, a lot of us are using Google Drive, Google Sheets, or Google Slides in order to create our PowerPoints. So what we want to do here is we would go to New and create folder. Again, for the purpose of example, we're going to name it Upward Bound. And once you create it, your folder appears in your drive. So let's say that this PowerPoint was for Upward Bound, so you would just drag it in there. Again, you can do as many folders as you want. You can create one for your school. Let's say you go to Southwest, so you want to create one for Southwest. Again, you can just drag anything in there, and it allows you to keep more organized. So whenever you log into your drive, you can just click on Upward Bound, and everything you worked for Upward Bound will be in one folder. This will allow you to just keep organized when it comes to your assignments. It's very important to just keep all your assignments in one place so you can always refer back to them. And with that, we also have some other things that can potentially help you. The very first one is Google Calendar. So of course, right now everything's online and deadlines are coming. Every week we have new deadlines. So what we encourage is that you use your Google Calendar. There are very different ways of organization, but I think this is one of the most helpful ones just because of the things that you can do. So in order to access it, you will access it like you access any other Google form. And with this, you can set dates, reminders, and links. So in order to create a date, you will double click on a date and you will get a pop-up like this. So for the purpose of this demonstration, we decided to name it Senior Meeting. And then down here we have September 14 from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. If you keep going down, it says event details. And then within those details, you could add a location, you could add a Google Meet video, You could also color code it. So let's say this was for school. You want to, maybe school is in pink and maybe work is in yellow. So you can color code it depending on what works for you. The way I use my Google Calendar is for class. So for example, let's say I'm taking 2 classes. Right here we have our 601 class, which is in pink, and our 690 class, which is in yellow. It's very important that you also set notifications. So Google Calendar actually gives you an option. You can set up as many notifications as you want. What I recommend is that you set up a notification 2 days prior to the deadline and then 2 hours prior to the deadline, just so that you have kind of an advantage. And in case, let's say, you kind of forgot you had that coming up, you still have those 2 hours to do it. So it's just very important to, I think, to color code everything. And you can do this. Of course, this doesn't work for everybody, and you do need to adjust and find what works for you. So something else you might want to keep track of is an agenda. So an agenda basically is essentially kind of like a Google Calendar, just that you can make it more personal. So things you can add to your agenda are due dates, events, quizzes, exams, and appointments you may have. Some ways to organize it. Of course, I love color coding everything just because I'm a visual learner. So it makes it very easy for me to be like, okay, so pink is this class and this is what I have to do today. So you can group them by class or assignment type. For example, oh, this is reading and this is an exam. So you can also color code in that aspect. And you should always prioritize deadlines. So for example, if you know that something is due at 9 a.m., that should be on the top of your agenda. Or if you know that something is due at midnight, you kind of have to prioritize whatever you think might take you more time or not. Like I said before, you just need to find what works for you. I used to love doing an agenda. Now that everything's online, I think a Google Calendar is easier for me just because I get reminders now. So it's just very important. You can find whatever you think is best for you, but these are 2 things that you might want to try.
On to that, you guys, like Itza said, there's Google Calendar. You guys can have your physical agenda. If you have an iPhone, you can, I mean, it has a calendar already installed in it that does the same thing. You might switch between like the physical and the electronical one, but the important thing is just try and start the habit of using one, because it will come in handy in college. It just makes everything easier. So if you guys start by doing it this year, by next year it's going to be a second-hand nature for you guys to just keep organized with all your college classes and with that, something else we wanted to touch on about Google with your new Gmail is that you can create Google contacts. And with that, we just added a screenshot. Basically, you guys are going to be in contact with many different people, whether it be because you're applying a scholarship and you want more information, or because you're in contact with a financial aid rep for a certain school. And it might you it's good to keep those contacts all in one place. So Google lets you do that. I just took a screenshot of what information it asked you. It's just like saving a contact on your phone. So you can add all this information. For company, you can put, for example, like STSU, job title, the financial aid technician, and then in notes, because it's just easier to remember. You guys can add something along the lines of the one that helped me find scholarships, or something along those lines. And once you do that, this is how it appears. So I added Itza to my contact list, and I just put like she's a tutor in the Upward Bound, and her email, and while she has a picture. So that's just something to go like the extra step into keeping organized with with your senior year, especially because, like I said, everything right now is virtual. So just having that might help you in the long run.
So there's also something else that we wanted to try and implement this year to kind of help you guys out, keep organized. So basically what we did is we worked on an upward bound Google Drive. So how this works is that if you click the link, or if you want us to email it to you, you have both options. We can email it to you, or you can click the link and you will get sent to a Google Drive. So basically the Google Drive will look like this. It will say Upward Bound and Upward Bound Math and Science. And within that folder, we will have different folders. For this example, we have the seniors folder where you can find different forms. So basically, since everything is online, it is kind of difficult for us to give you forms to reach out to you. So everything will be in this drive. We will try to add any form, any flyer, any meeting, any resource that we think is useful for you, you can find on this Google Drive. So like I said, you can click the link, or if you prefer, we can email it to you. Any information that is in that folder will be available to you at your own time.
And with that, we also want to add something new that we're doing. So you guys heard this meeting was being recorded. There might be information that you guys want to go back and refer to. So we have a YouTube channel, and that's kind of just the name of it. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, that way you can see like the videos when we post them. So this meeting will be on the YouTube channel, and then we also post like our flyers, events, everything that's going on our Instagram. So there's the QR code. So if you guys want to scan it and like follow, please go ahead and do so. That way you guys are up to date like with what's going on with our social medias. And with that, we're done. Remember, just reminding you guys again about the game / raffle. I'll be waiting for your guys' emails, and then throughout the semester, we're gonna be doing random pop-ups of like sending emails to everyone, seeing who responds the fastest. So yeah, thank you guys for listening and for your time.
Okay, so now Rosa will be presenting you guys with some college information and some requirements for your senior year.
So hi, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen right now. I have a small PowerPoint that I wanna go through, and basically, what I'm gonna be covering are deadlines and things like that. So let me go ahead and share my screen right now. You guys see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So what I'm gonna be covering admission requirements. I'm gonna be covering college application deadlines. I have like a long CSU checklist, a UC checklist. I'm gonna briefly talk about personal insight questions, FSAID. I'm gonna go through a FAFSA checklist, and then I'll talk about higher education. I'll cover a little bit about it. So admission requirements, and I know I've talked a lot about admission requirements, but I cannot express so much how important it is for you guys to have your admission requirements when you apply. Remember, in order for you guys to be able to apply, or if you're close, and like Mr. Torres said, go ahead and apply. That gives you more opportunities for when you graduate, from where to choose from. Because if you only apply to one thing and then later on you decide you want to do something else, remember that CSUs and UCs have deadlines, and if you don't apply within that time frame, then you cannot apply later on. So please take advantage of applying to the CSUs, the UC, the privates, everything. That way you guys have more options to choose from, okay? So just quickly, remember, for a community college, all you need to have is your high school diploma and a 2.0 GPA to be able to apply. However, for the CSUs, it's a little different. You need to meet your A through G requirements. You need to have, usually the SAT and ACT, we're not gonna cover on that because it's way for this year. You guys don't have to take it. And GPA, it's around 3.0. If you have a little bit lower than a 3.0, but you meet your A through G requirements, go ahead and apply. There's the CSU, some of them accept students with like a 2.6, a 2.7. It depends on what school you apply to. So go ahead and apply. It doesn't matter the GPA that you have at this point. Just go ahead. If you meet the A through G requirements, apply. For the UC, it's almost the same thing. Make sure you have your A through G requirements, a minimum of a 3.0. The SAT and the ACT, it's been waived. We're waiting on what they decide at the end, how they're gonna be choosing the students on what requirements. But the personal insight questions have to be done. So I'll talk a little bit. I have a whole section about personal insight questions, and I'll give you a little advice on them, okay? And then for the private schools, A through G requirements, minimum of 3.0, it depends on where you apply. But also remember, it depends on what school you apply to. They might have interviews. If it's a private school, they might have other questions. So make sure that you do it ahead of time. If you do not know what the A through G requirements are, that you should already know, but here's a list of the A through G requirements. I will give you, because it depends on school, and I know I've talked to a lot of you guys about it, that there are requirements that your schools meet with different classes. So what I will give you and what I will make available to you guys is a list of the A through G requirements that the UC schools provide, which tell you, for example, if you're trying to see what counts in the, let's say in the laboratory science area, you'll be able to go through a whole list, and they'll give you a list of classes that count in that area. Okay, so it's easier for you to understand. I will review your 4-year plans. I will review the A through G requirements once we meet one-on-one, just to go over that. But I won't, like I said, make available that list for you. And please remember, it's really important that you guys perform well in all of your classes this year. A lot of the time, and I know it's hard right now because we're doing everything through online, but please try your hard and keep your grades up. Celeste, do you want to add anything?
Well, just like Rosa said, make sure to go through with all of your classes. I know senioritis is a real thing, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys know about it already, but please don't let that get to you. I know junior year is the most important year because of SATs, ACTs, and it's the most stressful, but senior year counts as well. Don't just be like, oh, I'm already graduating, I'm already in college, I already applied, I'm off the hook. Please, please don't do that. If you guys need any help, you guys already know, you guys can contact us, and we will soon get to you guys with the whole A through G list. So that if in case you guys are missing a class for the school that you want to go to, we can make that change by contacting your counselor before it obviously gets too late.
And we will start our tutorial services hopefully in a few weeks. Please take advantage of that. We have our tutors available to work with you all the time. We have that the photo study app that's available for you guys to use 24/7. Don't be shy. Go ahead and use all the tools that we offer you to be able to be successful. So please don't be shy to ask any questions. All questions are good. So please, please, please participate in tutoring. And if you go to tutoring, go and ask for help. That's the reason why the tutors are there, to help you, especially this year that I know it's a little harder. So please take advantage of the services that we offer, and take advantage of us. Call us, make appointments with us so we can help you. Okay, so now for college application deadlines, the CSUs actually open on October 1st. The deadline to apply, usually it's November 30th. For some reason, this year will be December 4th. Do not wait till December 4th. You always want to submit your application at least a week or a few days before. Students tend to wait till the end, December 4th, to submit their application, and there's a lot of students applying at the same time, and then the system tends to crash on the last day. Do not wait till the last day. CSUs are pretty easy. The application is very straightforward. We will be here to help you fill them out. Once you fill one application, that same information goes to the 3, 4, 5, whichever, however number of schools you want to apply to. Remember, if the application fee is $70, when you're filling out your application, it gives you the opportunity to apply for a fee waiver. And how the fee waiver works is it's based on income. So you want to make sure that when you're filling out this part of the application, when they ask for your parents' income, you give out the actual income. Don't think that, sometimes we tend to think that our parents earn a lot of money, and we go ahead and put there a lot of income, and that's not the actual. So make sure you ask your parents how much money they're making. When you fill that part of the application, they're gonna take that in consideration. If you put a number that is not correct and you wanna go back to change it, guess what? You will not be able to do it. So before you fill out that part, make sure you ask your parents exactly how much they earn a year. And that's where you're gonna put it, and then they get to decide if you qualify for a fee waiver. If you do qualify, you get 4 free fee waivers. So you will be able to apply for 4 schools for free, okay? 4 CSUs. Now with the UCs is the same process. However, their application opens November 1st. And what that means is the actual application is open for you to go in and submit. They're actually open already. You can go in, create an account already, and start working on the information. Because remember, the UC's application, it's a little more longer. You guys have to work on your personal insight questions. They ask a little bit more information. So if, like I said, when you're applying for the UCs, take your time, apply with time, because they have a little bit more information that they request. The deadline to apply for these are November 30th. You only have those 30 days, and like I said, same thing, do not wait till the last minute. The fee is $70 as well, and it's also based on income. However, for the UCs, it's a little tricky. You're gonna put your income too. If you qualify, you get 4 fee waivers. For those of you that applied, that actually took the SAT last year, you should have received 4 fee waivers for the UCs or the private schools. You can use those if you do not qualify for the fee waiver through the school. Let's say that you apply and you got it through the school, you will not be able to use those 4 fee waivers that College Board gave you towards the application. Am I being clear? Which means that you will not be able to use 8 fee waivers at all. You can only use 4 if you qualify. So if you do not get the one that the schools offer, you may use the one from College Board. And I can help you, if it's a little confusing, I can help you with that as well. Or Aliyah can help you with that. And then out-of-state applications, they vary. It depends on the school that you apply. So if you want to know exactly from a certain school and you can't find any information, go ahead, reach out to us, and we can help you find information on that specific school that you're planning to apply. Just to give you a little bit more information or a checklist for the CSUs, remember there's 23 CSUs. I put a little map here, that way you guys know where they're located, which Humboldt is of course the farthest one from us, but San Diego, San Marcos, there's a bunch of them that are really close to each other. If you're looking into something regarding location that is close to home or anything like that, you guys can look at the map, and that will give you a little bit more information as to where the school is at. But also remember, you want to go ahead and research the schools. You want to know what majors they offer. You want to know if they offer your major. A lot of things that you want to know or that want in a specific school, make sure that you go in and you look for that school and that they offer what you need. So what you need to do, and I just created a brief checklist, which is on the form that's on the Google Drive. You'll have all the information that is here. That way you guys can start checking things off. Make sure that you decide what CSU you want to apply to, that you research, like I said, and compare schools, that you meet your A through G requirements. So meet with us, we'll let you know. If not, like I said, I'll send you that list. I have the link there of where to apply. You have to create a username and a password. Like I told you guys already about the fee waivers. If you qualify, you get up to 4 fee waivers. Make sure that you have your income available before you apply. Have your transcripts ready when you apply, because you're gonna have to put in all the work that you've done throughout the 4 years in high school. If you have taken the SAT and ACTs, make sure you put your scores. I know they're not required for you to have them. There are a few students that actually took them last year. Just go ahead and put those there if you already have them and you already took them. You want to go ahead and ask for a teacher, a counselor, anybody who will be willing to be a recommender. When you apply for the CSUs, there's an EOP program that you guys want to apply to. It's a support program. They help you just like how we did. But you need people, you need 2 administrators to recommend you. So you can get instructors, counselors. You can ask us, we can do it for you, but make sure that you ask with time. So ask them ahead of time if they would be willing to be your recommenders. And then send them an outline with the academic record that you have or activities that you've done. So it's easier for them when they're doing your recommendation. Make sure that you send your transcripts, you submit your application between October 1st and October 1st and December 4th. And then please, and I'm gonna stress it so much, once you submit, you have to check your email. They will send you a confirmation through email. They will send you anything that you're missing, any requirements, any documents, anything that you're supposed to send them, it's gonna be asked from you through email. Check it on a regular basis. That's the reason why we're telling you to create a specific email for the schools. That way you make sure you check that email. Financially, we'll send you information. CSUs, like that, you're gonna receive acceptance letters, you're gonna receive all kinds of information, but please make sure that you keep track of the emails that you're receiving from the schools. So the same thing for the UCs, I've created a little checklist. You have to start working on your application essays. Those are very important. Make sure that you choose the questions that pertain to you. And like I said, it doesn't matter which ones you choose, but as long as you choose wisely and you do a good job on them, have an advisor, a counselor, a teacher, someone proofread them so they can give you advice, not so much on the grammar, but on the content. You really want to tell them who you are and why they should pick you over something. Okay, so make sure that you put that in the application. Make sure that you meet, like I said, your A3G requirements. Here is, I have the link for where you can apply. You have to create a username and a password. Like I said, only for fee waivers, income-based or through a College Board. Have your transcripts ready. You'll need to fill out the application. Your scores, again, you'll need them if you have them. If not, you don't need to put them there. You wanna, like I said, you wanna ask someone to be your recommender, send your transcript, and do not forget to submit your application between November 1st and the 30th. And again, check your email. That's the most important thing after you apply. And like I said, this is a little something that I got from UC that tell you how to prepare when you're applying. So they want to make sure that you compile all this material before you apply, like an official transcript, test scores. You have to have any awards of honors that or honors that you've received, activities that you do, volunteer work, if you've done any military service. You always want to start your application ahead of time. Like I said, UC's open August 1st, so you can already go in and create and start filling it out. Like I said, it does take some time to complete the application. Make sure that you go in and that you check the schools. And I know some of us have a dream school, but probably that dream school doesn't offer your major. So we want to make sure that you go in and you check those schools and make sure they offer what you want or you want to study, okay? The personal insight questions. So there are 7 personal insight questions, okay? Out of the 7, you're gonna choose 4. You're gonna write 4. Each question has a maximum response of 350 words. You may make sure that you answer the whole question completely. All questions are given the have equal value. So number 1 is not more valuable than 4 or 5. So make sure that you choose the ones that, like I said, that give you, that can tell them who you are, or that you can better explain, I guess. There's no right or wrong answer. So just make sure you answer the questions. And like I said, we're here to help you. If you guys want to send them to us, Alia and I and Itza, we can all help you, give you a little bit of input as to what we think you should add, or if it's good, or things like that, okay? And here are the personal insight questions. Like I said, there's 7. I'm not gonna go over them just for the sake of time, and so I can give you an opportunity to ask a few questions if you have some. But like I said, if you want to, we can go over them when we meet one-on-one. So there's 7, 4, and there's 3 more. And then there's one, it's not a question, but it says, beyond what you've already shared in your application, what do you believe make you an outstanding or a strong candidate for the admission? So you want to say after your personal insight questions, why are you the best candidate to go into this school? That's where you can go ahead and freely write of why you think you're the best person to go into that school. Because sometimes we tend to do really good, and for a semester you did, let's say you did not so good on one semester, you want to go ahead and take that time to explain to them, you know what, during this time I was going through this, and that's the reason why I didn't perform so well. But I am an overall good student. You want to go ahead and explain there, okay? Because the personal insight questions will probably not give you the opportunity to do that. And then FAFSA. FAFSA doesn't, let me clarify that. FAFSA or financial aid is not open for you to apply until October 1st. Okay, it opens October 1st. You have to apply before March 2nd in order for you to qualify for the call grant. So it's important that you guys apply the sooner the better, as soon as it opens. However, we want you to focus first on college applications, because those have a deadline that is sooner than the one for FAFSA. But when you have a time, we want you to create your FSA ID. You need to create one, which is your signature when you're signing your FAFSA, and then your parents have to create one. Here are the links. We will provide you with all the information, like I said, but it's really important that you create one. And then, like I said, it's your personal signature. You'll have to provide personal information. I've added a checklist here of what the information that you need when you create your FAFSA, which it would be your parents' income taxes, and I will send you the list, that way you guys have it. Because like I said, you guys will not be creating the FAFSA right now. It's not open, and remember, it's not open till October 1st, but you do have to apply before March 2nd in order for you guys to qualify for the call grant, which is more money for school, okay? So when you're applying, the checklist for that is that you have your parents' 2019 income tax, their W-2s, that you and your parent have already created their FSA IDs. If you have a driver's license, make sure you have that information with you at that point. That your email and that your parents' emails are different. And like I said, use the one that you created for all your school-related things. And then you make sure that you have your social security card and that your name and that your social is correct. That you verify that your name, as you put it in the application, it matches your name on the social and the number as well. Because if not, you're gonna have to recreate it, call the FAFSA office, because a lot of students tend to make mistakes in that point. Your date of birth, if your parents are divorced, married, separated, if there's any balances in your bank accounts or checking accounts, and then this is the link to apply. Like I said, October 1st to March 2nd. I just wanna touch on this Higher Education Week. It's gonna start on September 21st, which is next week, to October 2nd. You should be receiving an email from your counselors to be able to join the sessions. If they don't send them, we will be sending them out as well. That way you guys take advantage of these opportunities, and they're great opportunities from schools. That way you can hear from schools that you're interested in. And then here I have a little, the sessions will be recorded as well, but here's a little list. And like I said, the PowerPoint will be available for you guys to check it, of the schools, what days are gonna be presenting and at what time. That way you guys put it on your schedule, which ones you're interested in attending, okay? And really quickly, please make an appointment with, if you're in my schools, Calexico, Hopeville, Central and Southwest, please make an appointment to see me personally. If you are in Brawley, Calapat, or Imperial, make an appointment with Aaliyah so she can talk to you. We can go over your A through Gs. If you're ready to apply, we can help you apply. But please make an appointment with us. We're available 8 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. just go ahead and email us and we can make that, or call us or message us or anything like that. I'm gonna give you, in the next slide, it's my director's information. His name is Luis Torres. Like we said, he's the director of the Upper Bound programs. His name and his email there, in case you guys have any questions for him. You guys are more than welcome to call him as well. But like I said, if you guys don't have our information, we'll make it available to you guys in a few minutes as well through the chat. And if you guys have any questions, we will be answering them right now. Thank you, guys. Do we have any questions, Nancy?
No, not right now.
Okay, so if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself or put them in the chat so we can answer them at this point.
Before anyone asks a question, I just want to emphasize, please reach out to her. Please reach out if you're stuck, if you have a question or anything. Me and Rosa love getting calls from you guys and texts, and helping you guys out. If you ever think like, oh, I'm bothering them, no, you are not. So any question, anything you guys might stumble across and just need help with, reach out to us. I put Rosa and mine's contact information, so feel free to reach out.
By the way, everybody knows that we have office hours. Use this same link. We are here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you just want to drop in and ask staff a question, you can just see them over Zoom.
So I got a question. It says, where are you going to share the PowerPoint? So we will be uploading it to the YouTube channel, but we will also, if we can, we will be uploading it to the Google Drive that Itza shared the link for, but she will share the link again in the chat.
Ale had a question. She said, when we're writing the personal insight questions, do we answer them in the form of multiple paragraphs or one single paragraph?
I would do it in multiple paragraphs, but as long as you don't go over the 350 words or that you're short on the words either. You don't want to only do like 100 words, even I know you would be able to answer the question in 100 words. But you want to be as close as you can to the 350 words.
And then Brittany's question is, does every university look for the same personal insight questions you guys provided for us?
The UCs, yes, they're the UC personal insight questions are for all the 9 UCs. Yes.
I have a question that
Insight
said,
questions.
if some
That's
UCs,
why I'm telling you to start working on the CSUs, because CSUs have the personal insight questions, and that's what usually tends to take more time from the students. And the CSU, they ask for awards and a little bit of more information of what you've done in high school.
so I have another question that says, if some UCs are still requiring SAT and ACT scores, would we still be able to take them?
Oh, we went through a presentation the other day. I know CSUs are not required them, but I know UCs were talking about, I guess they were thinking about using the SAT and ACT scores. They're going through a lawsuit right now. So they weren't able to say if you guys were gonna need them or not. So at this point, to what we know, it's a no. If they will require them, they have to make them available for you guys to take them. Because they have been canceled. A lot of you guys I know were registered to take the test, and they have been canceled. It's not like you guys would be able to go take them. You can't. They're
just to put input on that, all the SATs for California have been canceled. The only one nearby is 3 hours away in Arizona. So there's no longer SATs available, especially in the Imperial Valley. All of them have been canceled. So there's nothing available nearby.
Oh.
Alessandra asked if, because the SAT and ACTs are optional, will it be harder to be accepted into our dream school? They should not take into consideration the SAT and ACT, Alessandra, because it's something that is not being offered. So they shouldn't. Like David just said, they have been canceled throughout California. So yeah.
Brittany asked, when we apply for university, where do we count to apply?
Brittany, if you download the form that we put in the drive, we put the links there. So in the checklist for the CSU, you should be able to see the link for the CSUs, and for the UCs, you should be able to see the link there. So the links are all there. We provided you with the link for the CSUs, for the UCs, for the FSAID, and for FAFSA as well.
Guys, and then there's a document on the Google Drive, and it's to keep all of your passwords. So every time you create your account for the CSU apply, for UCs, for your FAFSA, all the security questions, and then when you apply for CCC, which is the community colleges, write everything down. Take advantage of that document. I actually still use it. I don't have the physical copy because we would do it in person and Rosa would just keep it. But I still have pictures of it and I still use it. Or if you guys have an agenda and that's just easiest for you, do it on there, but make sure you write everything, because if not, if you happen to lose track of it, it's going to be hard to access all of your accounts.
Itzel had a question. It said, if not the SAT, what would they be looking for, considering someone a strong candidate? Honestly, they haven't said exactly what they're going to be looking for, but the only things available to them at this point would be GPA, and that's it, and extracurricular activities that you've done. So that's it. They don't have anything else, unless, like I said, they decide to administer a test via online. That would be the only thing that they have. But like I said, they haven't said anything. There were a few questions last time we went to the presentation regarding the SAT, and they weren't able to answer because, like I said, they're going through a lawsuit, and they have to wait till they resolve that matter to be able to tell us what else will they be using. For UCs, of course, it's the personal insight questions and grades, but for CSUs at this point would only probably be GPAs. Please don't be shy to ask questions. All the questions are good. There's probably other students thinking about asking the same question. They're just shy to ask. So go ahead and ask. This is the time for you guys to ask any questions and for us to be able to respond to anything.
I have a question. This is more directed to the Upward Bound program, not exactly like for applications and stuff. So currently, some of the students are currently facing some hardships, correct? Some of us are having difficulties completing assignments. Some of us are having difficulties staying in class. I mean, it's pretty harsh nowadays. So have you guys thought of any ideas in which you guys can aid us, or maybe brainstorm something, talk to the students? Because it's been pretty hard for us students, especially those students in higher education who are trying to really get trying to get good grades, but school is hard, and especially AP and IB classes, they've been difficult. So have you guys kind of brainstormed or have anything in plan for us to kind of aid that process?
Do I respond?
Please.
Actually, we are working really hard, David, to get our tutoring going. The sooner that we can get it out to you guys, so you guys can start getting help from our tutors. We are trying to build a stronger team that as strong as we can. I know it's hard. We are taking consideration that you guys are at home. We are thinking of, we have been talking about tutoring. We haven't had, and honestly, I can tell you that we don't have something already set in stone, and Mr. Torres can correct me if I'm wrong. as to the time frames and everything that we're going to be incorporating tutoring. I know you guys have available the app at this point to go in to do work, but we don't have the tutoring ready to go yet. It will probably take a few more weeks for us to start.
If I can add to that, so what we wanted to do is make it, like Rosa said, we wanted to make it better. So we're training our tutors. We want to make sure that we have enough tutors who are good at math. Obviously, a lot of you are taking higher level math classes, so we want to make sure that we have prepared tutors. However, I know that some of you are taking AP classes. If any of you need some immediate help, because we don't want you to fall behind, let Rosa or Elia know immediately that you need some help really soon. Maybe you have some assignments, some major assignments due already, and maybe we can make some accommodations and help you out before we start. We're hoping to start the first week of October, but if you have something due right now and it has a major impact on your overall grade, let them know so that maybe we can schedule something before then.
I want to add to that, David. I don't know. I know you were talking about the educational side. What I took from your question was asking if we were going to help with coping skills and like emotional help and just mental health help. I could have interpreted your question wrong, but is that what you were asking?
My question overall is basically asking, it's hard for everybody. I understand that. It's hard for all of us. We're working at home and it's difficult. I was asking that question because I wanted to see if you guys were open to suggestions from the students, because some of us need help with coping skills. And to be realistic, for me, the tutoring wasn't so much like actual help on my stuff, because I mean, homework can sometimes be pretty self-explanatory, but it was very helpful for my mental health to be able to talk to the tutors and talk to them about some of the issues that I've been having and going through. They were very close to me and they really did help, and it really did push us. But again, you guys are still working on that, and that's totally fine. I'm just asking if you guys are open to student suggestions. For example, be like, hey, I need a tutor to be behind me, to be saying, here, David, here's what you need, or are you okay, better communication. And this is, I'm talking from a more personal side, but I'm pretty sure other students will like something like that too. And I'm sure other students can vouch for me, or other suggestions may pop up. But again, as for us students, again, it's kind of difficult right now.
Of course, David, I mean, the program is for you guys. And like Mr. Torres mentioned at the beginning, he said, we're open to any suggestions or anything that you want us to provide to you guys. So any suggestions you might have for us to better improve the services that we offer, that we are welcome to hear from you. If you want to meet with us, if you want to meet with our director, I mean, we're open to hearing all your suggestions.
Yeah, definitely. And just to let you know, I come from a background where I am used to checking in with students, how they're doing. I worked with youth programs and social services, and that's what we did all the time. We did a lot of, we would do group work. Sometimes we would just check in with them. We want to make sure that we empower our students. So that is something that I'm looking forward to. I'm actually going to be training the tutors on that, and we'll be implementing that in the program also. So you will definitely see more of that, I think, than in the past.
Now another question that I have, sometimes we might be too shy or to directly contact some of the tutors. Is there other forms of communications you guys are wondering now, or you can throw some ideas? Because I know that sometimes we would, either the student council would have communication to hear the students out and be like, hey, we need this. The students are kind of asking these questions. Can you guys guide that for a Saturday session? Is there any method of other communications, wide communications, for example, a Google survey that you guys could plan in the future, if that's even possible?
We actually will send out a Google survey. We have it ready. We just haven't sent it out. But we do have a Google survey that's going to go out to our students. We are planning to start a student council as well. We were just trying to get this part of the program, which is a little bit, well, it's very important for you guys to start your senior year, and we know this year we have a lot of seniors. So we wanted to get this out first, and we will have a student council. We will have a survey out to you guys. That way we can get your input. I mean, of course, everybody's input.